Saudi Arabia and Iran don't just fight with missiles, they fight with oil. For decades, these rivals have weaponized energy to outmaneuver each other, destabilize economies, and dominate global markets. But how does this oil war work? And why does it matter to you at the gas pump? Let's dive into the high-stakes rivalry shaping the world's most vital resource. The roots of the rivalry. 1. Post-World War II oil powerhouses. Saudi Arabia became the U.S.'s energy sheriff via Aramco, a U.S.-owned company until 1980, ensuring stable oil flows to the West. Iran nationalized its oil industry in 1951, leading to CIA-backed coup in 1953, setting a precedent for defiance against Western control. 2. OPEC chessboard. Both nations are founding OPEC members, founded in 1960. Saudi Arabia acts as the cartel's swing producer, adjusting output to stabilize prices. Iran resents Saudi dominance in OPEC, arguing for equal production quotas. Weaponizing oil. 1. Production wars. Saudi Arabia, in 2014 and 2020, slashed oil prices to cripple rivals like Iran and U.S. shale producers. Example: 2020, Saudi-Russia price war, crashed prices to $40 per barrel, briefly. Iran pushes to increase output despite sanctions, using smuggling networks, e.g., dark fleet, tankers, to bypass U.S. bans. 2. Sanctions as a tool. U.S., EU sanctions on Iran's oil exports, post-2018, crippled its economy, forcing it to sell at discounted rates via China, Russia. Saudi Arabia uses diplomatic pressure to block Iran's access to Western tech for oil infrastructure upgrades. Economic strategies and survival tactics. Saudi Arabia's playbook. 1. Vision 2030. Diversifying away from oil, NEOM, Red Sea project, to prepare for a post-hydrocarbon future. 2. Petrodollar diplomacy. Reinvesting oil wealth into global markets, e.g., PIF's $620 billion fund, and buying influence, e.g., sports team investments. Iran's counterplay. 1. Sanctions resilience. Relies on China, Russia for oil sales and military tech, e.g., drones in exchange for crude. 2. Refinery independence. Upgrades domestic refineries to process heavier crude, reducing reliance on imports. Geopolitical moves and choke points. 1. Strait of Hormuz. Iran threatens to block the strategic waterway, 20% of global oil trade, during crises. Saudi Arabia pushes for U.S.-led naval escorts to protect tankers. 2. Pipeline politics. Saudi Arabia backs the UAE's East-West crude pipeline to bypass Hormuz. Iran retaliates by expanding the Persian Gulf Star refinery to undercut Gulf rivals. 3. Regional alliances. Saudi Arabia leverages OPEC plus ties with Russia to control prices. Iran threatens oil-rich Gulf states with missile, drone attacks, e.g., 2019 Abqaiq strike. The future of the oil war. 1. Energy transition threat. EVs and renewables could reduce oil demand by 30% by 2040, IEA. Both nations race to adapt. Saudi Arabia invests in hydrogen, solar, and carbon capture. Iran lags due to sanctions but touts green rhetoric. 2. U.S. shale wildcard. American oil production, 12.9 m barrel per day, challenges OPEC's grip. Saudi Arabia fears losing market share. 3. Russia's role. Moscow partners with Iran on oil sales to China, India, undermining Western sanctions. Verdict. Who's winning the oil war? Saudi Arabia. Superior resources, U.S. ties, and diversification efforts give it long-term leverage. Iran. Sanctions and outdated infrastructure hinder growth, but regional proxies and alliances keep it relevant. Quote overlay. Saudi Arabia fights to preserve the old oil order. Iran fights to upend it. Energy analyst conclusion and call to action. Saudi Arabia and Iran's oil war isn't just about black gold, it's about survival in a shifting world. As demand peaks and rivals rise, the stakes have never been higher. But one thing's certain, whoever controls the oil will control the future. What do you think? Will renewables end this rivalry, or just change its weapons? Call to action. Thumbs up like if you're shocked by how oil shapes global politics. Loudspeaker subscribe for more deep dives into energy wars. Speech balloon comment. Should the world wean off Middle East oil, or accept eternal conflict?